And welcome to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella, along with the beautiful Dani Gibson. Our special guest this week is thoroughbred owner John O'Hara of Four Leaf Clover Stable. John, your mission statement is "In it to win it." Welcome, first of all, and tell us about yourself and about Four Leaf Clover Stable.
Great to be here. Good to see both of you today. Four-leaf clover started like 3 years ago. I had been in it before in 1991 as a solo owner, just me and my wife. And I thought after watching for the last couple of years, I thought the partnership was the best way to go.
Yeah.
Get some people involved. Don't make it about, spending your own money the whole way. I've seen a lot of solo owners come in and go out really quick. Because if your horse isn't winning or isn't cashing checks, you could be in trouble real quick.
Yep.
And I work for an accounting firm actually, so we do a bunch of trainers, jockeys, and owners, and I see them go in and out, and the tax break for owners isn't really there because you don't get to write off all the expenses. It's basically a hobby. So we went the partnership route for the tax reason as well. So that's kind of something to think about for our owners, that are getting into it. Sometimes the IRS lists it as a hobby and you don't get all the expenses. So, like when you're shipping or your feed bill or everything, it's just everything doesn't get written off. They just nail you for the whole revenue issue. So that
Good
was
to
one
know.
part of it. And, I like to get, friends and, friends or other people just involved, and it makes it fun. I don't know if you ever seen our winning pictures. Like there's always like 20 people in the picture, right there.
Yeah.
Like
No, you guys have a good time.
we always have a huge picture of Kate Demasi last. She goes, "Oh my God, you guys are just too much." So that's why I got into it. My parents had horses back in the 70s and 80s. They had 40 of them. So with Ron Glorioso. And I was at the track as a 9, 10-year-old forever.
Wow.
I was there 3, 4 days a week, easy. Everybody at the track knew me at 9 and 10 years old. I had the whole place wired. I had the upstairs dining room guy. He always let me in. I used to sit there and order the crab cakes. And
Good
then
old days.
the boxes, the guard at the boxes would be like, so and so's not here today. You can sit in his box, Like, okay. And I was able to even walk up to the window in bed at like 10 years old.
That's
It's
cool.
probably it was probably against the rules, but
Yep, yep.
they let me do
Well,
it.
you're tall. You're tall.
Yeah, yeah, I was always tall. So I was like 6'3" in like the eighth, ninth grade.
That's pretty cool. What were
But that's
some
how
of
I got
those
in.
early horses that like got you hooked? Do you have a memory of like a first win that really got your blood flowing and falling in love with horse racing?
As a kid,
Yeah, could
um,
be
we had
yours
a
or a
horse
famous one.
called we had a horse called West Hampton, and if you look him up, he ran 156 times.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Ron Glorioso ran him like every 2 weeks. He won like a bunch of races for us, and then in 1982 we had a horse called Bambic. We claimed him in April, and he won 8 races between April to October all at Keystone.
That's
So
awesome.
that was a horse I really liked a lot. But I like them all, win or lose,
Yeah.
and I like to get involved.
Yeah.
Always at the ball, and then always walking around somewhere there. I like to go in the mornings. I think the Grange is like the place to be.
Yeah.
I like it just as much in the mornings as in the afternoons at the race.
All right.
You know.
Tell us about your trainer. Who do you have?
So I have Kate Tomasi, who obviously the president of the PTHA. Kate's been great. Uh, I think I met Greg Demasi first, so by phone. And then we kind of got talking, and next thing I know, he claimed a horse, and we bought like 10% of them. Some of the horses I have like 20%, 15%, and then some of the horses I have 50-50 with Kate. Which I like. I like having a trainer that has the interest in it as well.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people do. I think there's a lot of people that partner up with the trainer, which is nice. And Kate has, I think, 10 of ours. And then I bought into actually Shane's Wonder.
Oh yeah.
He's running the stake race coming up this week. Bob Hutt had offered me some shares, so I bought some shares of him. And I also had the first horse I went with Bob Hutt in Uptown Charlie Brown was Cool Million. Goldiness was the first horse I got with Kate, which I loved. But
You guys
we
did very
were
good
like
with her.
almost close to 2 years, and now she's been claimed like 8 times in a row or something. It was something ridiculous. And then we went halves with Kate with Ninja Prize and Rome Burgundy. Those were the first two we claimed. But
All good runners.
yeah. They're all good horses. But
What's it like being an owner at Parx? I mean, you're from this area, you grew up here. There's a lot of advantages, and you've really gotten involved. You ran for our board. So what's it like as an owner's perspective here?
I love because I'm close by, and I'm street good. Because it's down, about 6 miles from the track, so that's nice too. I grew up here, and I worked there. I hot walked when I was 18 for Ron Williamson, and then I did a couple weekends here and there with Bobby Kamak.
Nice.
I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was a good trainer there too. So I grew up around it, and I just, I loved it. And I actually, not many people know this, but I used to ride a lot. I wanted to be a jockey. But they
Six
were
foot
like,
six jockey.
I know, but everybody looks at me like they laugh, they're like, no way. I'm like, yeah. So I actually rode at Devon one year,
Nice.
as like a 17-year-old, with the
Steeplechase.
jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing the jumps and all that, the Devon show. So, I wanted to be I wanted to be a jockey, but I'm like, yeah, my parents were laughing. They're like, you're never gonna be a jockey. I had like a size 12 shoe in the sixth grade or something.
Accounting was better.
Yeah. Right. So, but I've loved it from day one. So, and I like to be involved. And I did run for one of the board spots. I thought the board from the previous board, they were having some conflict or whatever. So I thought, maybe a fresh face or two
Yeah.
would help. But I like the idea that they maintain some of the people because you need the continuity. You can't
Yeah.
just go in with 10 new people and be like, all right, now what?
No, you made a
But
great
I do like the
impression.
fact that they have continuity and some people will retain and won again, which was good. And I love the fact that Kate won. Her heart's really into it. So I think that was a good pick. Nothing against her opponent. I mean, just because I know Kate very well and I know her
Right.
heart's really tied into everything in the track.
Yeah.
Let me ask you how far you'd like to take this. I mean, you do the claiming thing and you buy some young horses and you're tied in with Kate. But do you have that goal and that dream of maybe getting that special horse that will take you to the Kentucky Derby?
Wow. I
Bruce,
do.
of course.
My partners do, so we have some shares in like three unraced horses right now. I'll tell you what, if Shane's Wonder was a 2-year-old right now, I'd be like, he's pretty special too. So, but the partnership needs, you have to buy those 2-year-olds to do it. But you need the claimers to pay the bills every day.
Exactly.
You
Yep.
do
It's
need the
not just
claimers. I
about
mean,
2-year-olds. You
I know
it.
these people go in all in on these 2-year-olds, but it's a crapshoot with 2-year-olds.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to get one that's going to be good, but is he really that good? I mean, we ran at Aqueduct yesterday, and we had a lot of horse with us yesterday, but he finished fifth, and it's tough to win at those away tracks.
Mhm.
You got to have something really special. But I do. I mean, I want to go to a decent big stake race. I'd love to get to one of the Derby preps or something one year.
You will.
That would be nice. That would be nice, and it would be so exciting for everybody involved. But
No,
we'll
Yeah.
you
see. I
will.
mean, Kate's got some good young horses as well, so she knows how to do it. You know,
Yeah, I love when Kate has those good horses.
she's
And
had a lot of first-time winners in the last couple months.
I was excited
Yeah.
when she had winning time or
Yeah.
champion. a couple of
Yeah.
years back, and of course, winning times back on the track and doing well now. But those are exciting times, and you can see the emotion in the partners and when they're in that
Yeah.
winner's circle and
Oh,
the people
like
surrounding
even
a horse
here,
like that.
even when our partners aren't there, we have friends that all show up. So like
Nice.
some of the people in the winter circle are friends that are like, hey, your horse is running, I'm like, come on down. I don't care who gets in the win photo, The bigger the better. It's funny. It's
It's like
So
a
fun.
fr-
any
it's like a
any
fraternity.
superstitions on race day? Are you a superstitious guy?
I am. If you ever notice, I
Yeah,
stand
the
in the same
Clover.
spot. I
Stand
stand
in
in
the
the
same
same
spot?
spot away
Yeah,
from everybody.
me too.
I do. I see Kate stands all the way down at the other end. I
Yep.
stand at one end. Her assistant trainer Pam sits in the benches there.
Uh-huh.
So I think we all have and my wife stands over by the rail left of the winner's circle. So we all have our own spots.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
all
horse
right,
people are very superstitious. I'm very superstitious.
yeah.
Any exciting horses that you're excited about other than Shane's Wonder and
There's another horse that I have some shares in with James Palatino and Kate.
oh yeah,
A Letter to You.
I like him.
Letter to You won its first race debut and beat some good horses, and then ran up at Penn National and finished second and lost by like a half a length or
I saw
two.
that race.
And that was a good race. He caught a tough horse, but he battled, and I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's some horses in the barn and I love some of the claimers too, like Laretha.
Yeah.
I think Tip Top's going to be a nice horse too. I think Tip Top is developed. She was thin and skinny. She was originally Wayne D. Lucas's horse for
I
180,000.
remember that. She's beautiful.
Yeah, and
She's one of the
we
last
picked her up
horses he owned.
at the auction for like dirt cheap. So she's turned out pretty good. I think she's going to do good.
Yeah,
And
she's
I
one of
like
the
her a
last
lot.
horses he owned.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's some horses in the barn that I'm really excited about. I think, I was a little worried during the winter because we weren't running, and I had an interest in 13 horses, and I'm like, we got to run. This winter was tough. And I'm sure I'm not the only owner that felt that, but
No.
let's get to the spring and get some runners.
John, so you have a big Kentucky Derby trip you've never been before and you're going for the week. Tell us about your trip. You're gonna have a great time.
So we're going with like a bunch of friends, and then actually one of the girls that works at Parks, one of the bartenders there, we're going to meet up with her. So her and
Cool.
her family are going, and then I have a coworker, her friends are going. So we're going to meet a bunch of people there. But uh, I've never been, and we're going to do the bourbon tour on Thursday, and then we're doing the Oaks and the Derby all day Friday, Saturday. So I've been to the Preakness a couple times, and I love the Preakness, but I've never been to the Derby, so it's a bucket list thing for me. So as long as it doesn't pour all day, I'll be happy.
Yeah, let's hope you
'Cause the
have
last
some
couple of
great
years it
weather.
rained. Yeah, the weather was bad there the last couple of years, so I'm hoping for a nice sunny day, either day.
Do you
You're gonna
have
have so much
a good
fun.
box seats or
We
where
do.
are
I
you?
think we're on the soon as soon as the horse passes the finish line, right to the right there before the turn.
Nice.
So
Great.
we're right there, and then we have a box for 6, and then I guess the concession and everything right behind you and all that. So
Great. So you'll see the
we
horses
set this
walk.
up a year ago. We set this up like last May.
No.
So now we're finally here, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. All the women have their outfits and their hats and all that. So
Definitely a bucket list trip. And where you're sitting, you'll get to see all the horses walk over for the races. So you're going to be in a really great spot.
I was for the Preakness, I was my box was along the rail, and Justify came walking by, and I was like, what a horse. I mean, up close, Justify was just massive.
Gorgeous.
Muscle. So, but it was cold out. But the race was tough because it was fogged, and
Yeah.
all we saw was them coming by for the winner for the finish line. So it was fun now.
It's a great time of year, John. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck with all your ventures in the thoroughbred racing world. And have a great trip to Kentucky. I'm
Very good.
jealous. I wish I could go, and I've been there many times, but
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go
Danny,
one
are
more
you
time.
going?
Not this year, but I've been. Me and Dick Girardi
Yeah.
went, and it's great. I want to go back when we have a horse running, even if it's just on the undercard. But
Sure,
it's,
sure.
it's
That'd
a
be great too.
great week.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Thank you for having me, and I'll see you guys around.
Yeah,
All right.
see you, John.
We'll see you in the
All right.
winner's circle.
Yeah. Thank you.